Hello collectors, welcome to the unboxing experience. I'm Joe Prodzik. Today I'm going to be unboxing this guy right here. The Bane Premium Format figure from Sideshow Collectibles. Now this is a statue that I've been waiting for a long time, as I'm collecting Sideshow's Batman line, the classic comic book line from Sideshow Collectibles. So I've had previous Bane statues in my collection. You may have checked out the custom Bane that I had before. I've actually sold him in anticipation of this piece. But I'm really looking forward to opening this statue. He's supposed to be a beast. Collectors have been getting him, I think, overseas. They started getting him already. And now he's finally starting to ship in the States. So this guy shipped out to me on Wednesday, and since I'm in Northern California, Sideshow's down in Southern California, it actually only takes 2 days to get here. The box has taken quite a bit of damage, and with my last couple experiences with statues, I really just want to get it open to make sure everything is okay. And so now let's get this guy out of the shipper, and don't worry, because the Kato Kid is going to be behind the camera, and he's going to also be able to help me with this guy if I need help, because this is one big box. Well, I got him out of the shipper. Is he heavy? Yes, he is. It is heavy. Like I said, the shipper got some damage. It was beat up quite a bit. And I think part of that reason is when I lifted it up and when I was bringing him into the room, the package actually felt really heavy, but also heavy on one side, really very lopsided. But it is so heavy that the box won't even spin on my little cheap Lazy Susan. So it's a pretty simple box design. You got image of the Bane statue itself rather than any original art Bane here. And the sides and the back are just gonna be really kind of this plain kind of city-escape view there. So we all know Bane, one of the famous Batman villains, but do we really know Bane? So Bane was actually created for the Nightfall comic book series, a famous Batman storyline. He actually first appeared in the Vengeance of Bane series, but he was actually created for the Nightfall series. So here's a look at the Nightfall Omnibus. So this was a really famous Batman storyline, because in the storyline there's a very famous scene here of Bane breaking Batman's back. So the comic book world, that's what he is best known for. He was in the last of the Dark Knight movies as well. I didn't really care for the character in that movie too much. Still a badass, but the comic book version is much more of a badass. You know, when you draw a character, he's got big, huge muscles. He's got the venom surging through his body, just sort of a oversized brute. But one other thing I really always liked about Bane is he's like super smart. He's a really smart villain too. He comes up with a really great plans. You know, he broke out of Santa Prisca prison, and he always has good schemes and plans going on too. So underneath that meathead is actually a pretty smart criminal mind as well. So I do really like Bane as a villain. He's probably one of my favorite villains. I think he's becoming one of the most famous Batman villains, getting up there near to Joker as well. So yeah, really looking forward to opening this Bane statue. So let's stop wasting time and get down to business and get this guy out of the box. Really looking forward to it. Alright, so here is Bane inside the box. I'm not sure why he's so lopsided in there. I think a lot of the weight is actually leaning towards this side, so when I pick it up with my hands, this side feels a lot heavier, so maybe this base is going to be heavy, and that's what's creating the lopsidedness. So we got Bane's body, one of the heads, a couple hands, face. Looks like we got his venom tubes over here. So let's get this guy out of the box. He's a beast already, I can tell. Here's his exclusive head over here. So I was right. This base is heavy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Alright, so that is really cool base. It does have some styrofoam here during packaging. You can see you got one of the pegs here for Bane. And then it's like his other foot might be a magnet for his other foot here. And then we got the bottom of the base. Really cool Bane. Little picture here. And I got the number 60 of 800. So 800 edition size for the exclusive. I even actually have some of the more higher quality foam actually inside and underneath the bat symbol here. All right, now let's get the big man himself out. It's like I got a little baby here. This guy is solid. This is heavy. This might be my heaviest statue, I think. Heavier than the custom Bane that I had, which admittedly was the hollower version of the two. So how are we gonna put this in here? We got foot peg. All right, it was easier than I thought. Yeah, heavy, big, heavy beast of a statue. He's imposing and menacing. Already, I can tell. Mixed media on the pants here. Just very solid sounding. Very solid, heavy quality piece. Alright, so let's get a couple of his hands out. go with his right hand. Size comparison there. This is a heavy piece. I don't think shipping was that expensive. Maybe 40 bucks, but I know Sideshow gets those deals. So there's the left hand here. Alright. Full of smaller pieces. Looks like that is very tightly packed in there. Nice and secure. So this will be one piece of the base. Let's see if I can figure that out without looking at pictures. There. So you got little holes down here underneath the bat signal, both on the front and the back side. And two different posts here. One is a little bit longer than the other, so that one's going to go on the back side, and the shorter one will go on the front side. These look like they're going to be part of the Venom tubing. Not sure exactly where those are going to fit. That takes the rest of the Venom tube out. Alright, so we got his Venom tubing here. Looks like it has magnets there. Looks like the smaller portion has a magnet too. So he's got this little portion here. It's going to hook up right behind where his head is going to go. And you have this little sliding portion here. There we go. That's going to hook up to, it's got a little indent for that there, magnetic here on the arm where that portion is going to go. And then the bigger portion is going to snap magnetically to his wrist there. And then all that's left now is the heads. So here is head number one. This is the exclusive version, so I do have both heads. So I think those little metal pieces are going to hook up to his head. With a strong magnet on there. Going to hook up to his head there. So that's going to connect. I would actually put on the head first and then put on the top of the Venom gear there. I think this is supposed to sit underneath the top spinal Venom piece. So there's his regular head there. There's Bane. Got the exclusive version. So I have the second head. So here's the second head. And it looks like we've got two of these little attachments. So switch out the head, I'm gonna take off that spinal part. It's a really strong magnet on that head. And then I'm gonna snap in the second head, and I'll put that spinal piece back on. So there he is, all assembled and put together. This is a menacing and imposing statue. In my previous Bane was menacing and imposing, but wow, that's really, really, really crazy. For our collectors, now I'm joined by the big guy, and I don't mean the Kato Kid, I mean Bane, of course. But yeah, I'm also joined now by the Kato Kid. So Kato, we got Bane from Sideshow Collectibles. Collectibles really looking forward to. My primary collectibles are the Batman line from Sideshow. And this guy fits perfectly in there. I already have a spot picked out for him, and he's just a massive, awesome piece. So Kato, first let's talk about the character likeness and design. They did a great job with Bane.
Yeah, I think they did a really good job with Bane. Everything comes down to the boot. But the base is really cool too. I'm loving the base. Something that I'm curious a little bit about, I have yet to read Nightfall fully through. I did see a read part of it. I think that the shirt is supposed to be different because I think it's supposed to go lower.
Well,
actually looking like that. Take white beater to me.
Well, nobody says this is Bane from Nightfall.
Yeah, true.
This is just Bane,
yeah.
And his what he's known for is the Nightfall storyline.
Yeah.
So this is Sideshow's version of Bane, right? They don't take their statues out from a specific comic; they just do their own design. So, one thing about the design, and I don't know. Let me. One thing I was thinking when I was looking at pre-ordering the statue was because the pants are mixed media.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that I might like the singlet or his tank top or wife beater, whatever people call it in your country, would be cool if it was mixed media as well.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's the huge thing that I would have picked out, but I understand why after sitting down with it, because if you're doing a mixed media on the shirt, then you have to do mixed media on the strap along with his gloves, because then that would make it look a little too awkward. Does that make sense? That's what I feel like. It would mess up the aura or the atmosphere of the piece.
I'm not so sure I agree, but seeing this in person, I'm not disappointed that the singlet isn't mixed media anymore, because it is very well done. It is sitting on top of the skin. You can see the edges and molding for it around his body. It's got a lot of detail here in the back, some ruffles and folds in the singlet here, and it's got great texture to it. If you look up close, the singlet has a great texture to it as well. I mean, this is a very menacing statue. I said that about my last Bane statue. Is very menacing. I think Sideshow captured that menacing nature of Bane as well. He's just a huge, bulky Hulk. He's got venom going through. You see he's got a lot of veins going through. And the face is just an awesome look. And I love the base on him. It's really cool because he is known for that Nightfall storyline.
Oh yeah.
He's known for messing Batman up. So that's what he's getting ready to do. He's like, Batman's no more. I'm getting ready to go break his back. And that's just tells a really, really cool story. And I like that this is the Venom version of Bane because he's all jacked up.
Yeah. So something that I feel like, I don't know if it's because it's mixed media that maybe you could fix it. It feels a little weird on his left leg with this kind of popping out. I don't know if that's purposely supposed to be like that.
Well, this guy has been sitting in a box for a long time now, and we haven't adjusted it whatsoever.
Yeah, there you go.
We haven't adjusted the mixed media whatsoever.
There you go.
So yeah, we can put this down a little bit, and if you want to,
because I wanted it to look more natural. So
sure,
if it was, you know,
sure, but
like fixing it a little bit like that, you could do. Yeah,
that's what always happens with mixed media, and I would even maybe. People say to do a steamer. I don't like putting steam near my statues at all. but I think over time, if you get it in the right position, these folds, this wrinkliness should come out if you need it to. I've never tried the steam, but yeah, make sure you adjust that as you do probably both sides a little bit. Just fluff it out and adjust it a little bit. Be careful when you do it, but yeah, you want to get more natural look there.
Something that I think maybe they could have did differently is the glass on the base. I think it would have been nicer if it was a little bit more clear, I want to say, but I think that's just me nitpicking because that's not a huge issue. But I was just thinking because, you know, obviously the light's supposed to shoot out and it's not supposed to be completely clear, but I thought it would be kind of a good touch because then again, when you do have a light and you keep shining it through the glass, it turns a little bit of a yellow, which I feel like that's what's happening here.
Well, Kwong, he just stepped through and broke this glass. Yeah. So you're gonna have some fire, some flame, and that's gonna change the color of the glass. And the glass isn't just, glass here isn't just polystone. It is clear. It does have, it's not glass. But it is a little bit of it it has some opaque qualities. So next up, Kato, let's talk about the sculpt and the mixed media. You do have to fluff up the mixed media a little bit. It is the standard Sideshow quality mixed media. Feels like it has good quality.
It's really good, yep.
It is sticking nicely to his muscular frame. Yep. And what I really like is on his left side here, you have these nice stitching, this nice details.
Yep, that's awesome.
Here,
no saggy butt or anything.
No saggy bottom. And even though the singlet isn't mixed media, like I said, it looks really good, really nicely textured. The sculpt is really great. It's veiny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, lots of veins running through. The boots.
The details on the boots is just phenomenal, man.
Details.
Like the scratches and everything.
So there's a lot of different textures on the boots. You have different textures on the steel toe, different textures on the outside. You have different textures here in the white, and even more texturing here. Lots of layers, lots of texturing when you just look at the boots. You got little rivets here around the steel toes. You can see the soles of the boots as well. You know, they left no details and no angles untouched.
Yeah.
This is a statue that I think is going to rival Lobo for the completeness of the design and the sculpt. A lot of great details here in the belt. And I love the sculpting details in the singlet. It makes the statue feel alive. And this is the back of the statue. This is the back of the statue that you're never going to look at.
Yeah.
Right? But they didn't leave those details out. And that's what separates a okay statue from a great statue. Great statues look good from all angles. And I think this one definitely does. No.
No, belt can't be.
No, the belt's very solid. Very solid. And the gloves too, if you look at the gloves, they have a lot of textures, a lot of folds, a lot of little scrapes and details. And you can see the rivets, the screws. Take a look at those rivets and the screws. Well, rivets aren't screws, but it does have rivets here, and then it has screws. Magnets are very strong. And I like the sculpt and the details in his face as well. You got a lot of damage here to the face.
Yeah.
You got some threading here, and then the tiny little stitching in the mask. It's just really great. And he gets, you know, expression in his face without being able to see his face, which is really cool. And so the paint, Kwong,
paint's pretty good. I was a little nitpicky on the skin, but it's actually, it kind of grows on you after a little bit.
Well, it's very smooth. It does have, so you have the veins. You can see a very light color in the veins. Very light color in the veins. There is some texturing to the skin, so moles, freckles, all that good stuff is in there. So it does add some great texture. I'm not seeing any sort of flaws to this paint at all. I'm not seeing any little messes.
I'm loving the elbow texture on that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, this looks like as close to flawless as you can get. Even like, you can't see it in the video, but even up top, like where the venom hooks up and his spine connects, you have this different pinkish color to the skin, where his skin is getting agitated from that metal being hooked up into a spine. And you even have some little green details here in the back of his head, where the spine hooks up to his head. And then you got this is largely a dark piece, but you do get some color here in the venom lines. And then you get a nice color here. In his eyes are very glossy.
Oh yeah, I definitely like the eyes.
Right, it's like almost like a mirror shine to them. And then you have the exclusive head. I like the regular head. The exclusive head is
just menacing.
Yeah, just really cool as well. You can see his eyes in here. Yeah, and so it's like a solid red color in the eyes. And then you have these like little white spots, like a comic booky feel. And then his teeth, and I'll put pictures up here in the video, but his teeth are fantastic.
Yeah, I noticed that too when you had it on.
It's got the same level of detail. The stitching, just little buckles in the back. You know, little buckles in the back that just, wow. So these little details that, you know, make a $500 statue into a $700 statue.
But I think my most favorite thing on this statue is a mixed media on the sides, where you have that cut of the blue. That's just so sick, man. Because like they easily could have just made it whole black, you know what I mean? Yeah. But they had added that touch of blue. And like the stitches, you can even see the blue stitches in every single spot. It's just crazy.
So in comparing this statue to the prototype, I am beyond impressed with it. To me, with the prototype that they showed, wasn't good enough. Because this looks very monotone. And the prototype looks very one-dimensional. You got to see this up close to just see the details. I mean, look at his glove. Look at this look at his stitching in his glove.
We'll have an up close video of that.
Look at the stitching in his glove.
It made it seem like it was just spot on. Made it seem like it was consistent with the stitching on the glove, what it looks like, and the texture. It's just there. It's just great.
So to me, the prototype didn't do this justice. I didn't know I was gonna get a statue this good. I didn't.
I was kind of nitpick with the Batman symbol on the inside, but I felt like if the Batman symbol was a little bit more shinier, it would kind of not fit the statue because it's supposed to be darker. You know what I mean? So I felt like
it's a piece of metal in a light that's supposed to shine.
So I felt like it fits very well, and after a while, for a little bit, I do agree with the glass look. It looks great because I felt like if it was too clear, then I felt like it would make the statue look a little bit weird. Yeah. Because this is like a dark statue, you know what I mean? Menacing.
I figure
it fits.
If he were to stomp down on the bat signal, it would explode, spark, blow up, and definitely smoke and all that stuff would definitely darken that glass.
Something that would have been interesting is to have a little bit of the glass still inside, you know what I mean?
Well, if you look inside, there isn't any glass inside, but you can see there are details inside where it's not just crack the glass, but crack the bottom, the other side of the light. It's just insanely
that's
good.
Awesome.
Just a great amount of details.
I felt like not to be too nitpicky, but I felt like the way that he stepped on this could have looked a little bit better, because it feels like he stepped on this part right here too, and you know what I mean? Like a little bit, that part is, how would that get pushed in, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, but if he's gonna stomp on this, maybe he stomped on it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So maybe it's not his first stomp, but... So overall quality of the statue. Amazing.
Great, yeah.
Amazing.
Hands down.
Maybe Kwong and I can find one tiny little paint flaw. Maybe, right?
It's that one right there.
Maybe a tiny little paint flaw on the back. And that's super
That's like nothing.
Super nitpicking.
That's like 0.0001% of the statue.
Yeah, super nitpicking. And I don't, neck seams, I mean, he's got a mask on, so he's gonna have a seam there for his mask anyway. So easy to hide the neck seam. Yeah. Overall, super quality, like I said, super heavy. Base is heavy.
Yeah, it seems
Bane is heavy.
Watching you pick it up, it seems heavy, man.
Solid, just a solid piece. Wonder if someone gets a broken version of this and they have to crack it open, what they're gonna see.
Yeah,
I'd be curious to see that, though I don't wish that upon any collector. So overall quality of this piece is hands down amazing.
I like how his eyes match with the belt too. That's actually pretty neat.
Yeah, so
it's a little bit darker.
Strong magnets. So that magnet to the head was strong. Magnets to the hands are good. All these little magnets.
I think I would have definitely liked the belt being adjusted a little bit. Like being able to move it, but I feel like it's fine.
Well, a Lobo has an adjustable. Well, it's not adjustable, but we had to put it on ourselves. Pain in the butt.
Oh, is it?
Okay. It took me a long time, and you have to take your time and really just get it on right without trying to scrape it up. I'm happy with the belt being on him already. So now let's talk about the price, Kwong. $699.99 for this statue. Edition size of 800. When collectors start to see this and they start to get this in hand, I think this is going to be a sought after piece.
Yeah, I think it's definitely worth it.
The exclusive version is sold out. You can still get the regular version. You are going to miss out on the second head. But I tell you what,
I don't think that's a huge game changer.
I mean, that's an awesome second head.
It is, yeah.
It's different than the regular head, so it's a good exclusive to have. But if you can get the regular version of the statue too, I think you're going to be very happy. $699.99, $700 for this statue.
Yeah, he's huge.
He's huge. He's solid. He's great quality. I know when these statues and these statue prices start to hit Bane and Deadpool and then Thanos, if this is the type of quality that they're going to give us, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think it's worth it.
I don't think Thanos is mixing it, and I don't think Deadpool is either.
Nope, they're not, but they're going to have such details, and if they're going to give us sculpted clothing like this here, I think it's worth it.
Sure.
So Sideshow is upping their prices, but they're also upping their game. They're upping their game.
Yeah.
This Bane is one of the best statues that I have. So overall, super happy about this Bane statue. It is the best statue I've gotten in a long time.
Yeah, it's great.
Might be edging towards the very top of my collection. Might be edging towards the very top of my collection. On par with Lobo. Definitely on par with Lobo. Made by some of the same people who worked on Lobo, worked on this Bane.
Yeah.
So obviously that has something to do with it. This is just an awesome statue. If you're getting one, if you got one already, let me know what you think of this Bane statue in the comment section below.
You'll definitely be happy.
Yeah, you'll definitely be happy. The regular version is still available, so if you want to get that one, I would highly recommend it. Definitely worth the price. $700 for a Bane statue, that might be a steal these days with prices the way they are. So thanks for joining us on this episode of the unboxing experience. Again, let Kwame and I know what you think of this statue in the comment section below. We're going to take some pictures, we're going to take some video, and throw that up at the end. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to keep up to date on all of our latest unboxings, statue talk, and updates to our collection. Also, check out our website, statuereview.com, and give us a like on Facebook. We try to share all the news, previews, and pre-orders from around social media to those two places. So instead of scrolling through all the mess of the world, you want to just check out some statues. You can go to the website, go to our Facebook page, and just check out some statues. And remember, statue collecting is more than just a hobby, it's a lifestyle. This has been Joe Prodzik,
Quadran,
the Kato Kid. Thanks for watching.